Okay. Let's just skip down to number 3 real quick. That way we're conscious of your time. There's a special assessment recalculation. Shannon, would you like to jump in?
Back into September 23rd, I sent out the notice of proposed assessments for 2026 to all the real estate owners in the district. And in that notice, it said, that if they disagree with the calculation of the assessment, they can file a remonstrance, a written remonstrance. And then at today's meeting, anybody that filed a written remonstrance can present evidence as to why they disagree with our calculation. We received one remonstrance from Margie Cowles. She's not disagreeing with the calculation per se. However, she filed an appeal against her assessed valuation with the county assessors earlier this year. And they did not make a determination on her new assessed valuation until October 13th, I think. Thus, what the original assessment was based on was higher. So what I did was a recalculation of the assessment based on her new assessed valuation of her real estate, and using the same formula, the same percentage deduction, and her assessment is reduced from, let's see, 303.44 to 288.30 or 288.58. Sorry. And Margie is here. If you'd like to ask her any questions. Something similar happened last year for the 2025 assessment. However, the county did not make a determination until after this meeting. We knew it was going to happen, but we didn't know what the actual decision was. Similar to last year.
Okay.
Thanks. Will this keep happening every year?
Depends on, we base the ID special assessment on what the assessed valuation of the property is as of January 1st. In this case, January 1st, 2025. So they decided to reassess hers over 19th, I think.
What do we need to do?
Have any questions from Margie? If not, after, what happens if people can present their remonstrance after the hearing, the EID board makes a decision on the schedule of assessments for next year by either not changing or reducing, and then I have a new schedule for you. Then after that, I submit that to the county auditor's office.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I don't have any questions for Margie. Anybody?
Margie, what was it assessed in the beginning?
It was assessed at 134.7.
Okay.
It's now 128.1.
Sorry for your extra trouble, Margie. Thanks for being here.
That's all we have for you. Yep, or you could stay if you want. Thank you. Hi, Tanya.
Finally.
I know.
I have a motion on recalculating. Yeah, thank you. Recalculating the EID assessment for the property owner of Margie.
I'll make that motion.
And can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Shannon.
State something. I did recap the substitute pages based on the recalculation. And I just want to let you know the total of all assessments will be adjusted slightly for that recalculation. It was originally the total of all assessments was $68,250.74. The calculation, the new total is $68,235.08. And this is similar to what happened last year.
Sorry, could you repeat that number?
Original was
Just the new total, yeah.
$68,235.88. So what I would need is the board's approval of the 2026 schedule. And then signature schedule.
Can I get a motion for that? For approval?
So moved.
Oh, thank you. And a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. You need anything else from us, Shannon? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, let's do that now.
So just one. One page. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I can-
Do you need Jason to come find you? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, do we have time to read over last month's minutes? And if so, any questions or changes? All right, can I get a motion to approve then? Oh, thank you, Rosie. And second,
Second.
thank you, all in favor. Yeah. Aye. Financials. Mim sent that out to us.
I have a great appreciation for Erin in the office who, because this is barely the end of the month and she got that out to us the first possible day.
Yes, thank you very much. Do we have any questions on this?
I have one.
Yes.
And it's an easy one, but I still have it. On the financials, the detail versus budget report. We've got two sign tech charges, one for banner installation and one for remove and replace 4 banners. And they're in different buckets. One's in contractual services and one's in professional services. And I just didn't know why. Or if there was anyone here that could answer why.
No idea. Um,
I think that either way, it would be, either of those would be a service line. So if it's likely just the preference of when it was paid and how it was paid. Chances are that it should have been both paid out of professional services as opposed to contractual, unless there was a signed agreement with Signtech.
all right, motion to approve financials. All right, all in favor? All right. Holiday open house is this Sunday. EID is helping sponsor that with the Goshen Chamber. And they will have some entertainment, horse carriage rides, and that will also kick off the marketing campaign with WSBT and Froggy Radio, and EID sponsors the back end of the WSBT marketing part of it, which I believe this year was EID's portion was $2,000. And then that program will allow the local businesses to have a commercial from now until Christmas aired on WSBT, and that cost will only be $700 for each business to have for that commercial to run.
Do we know how many plan to do it?
10 businesses signed up for the commercials. She was thinking maybe she could get 2 more, she being the WSBT rep, but definitely 10 signed up. I think you're one of them, aren't you?
I do it every year.
The Nut Shop does it every year too. I think it's a good program and very affordable.
Is 10 more or less than past?
It's a bit up it's up this year.
Okay.
Last year I think was 8. The lowest that I know of it's been was down to 4, and that was probably during the pandemic. I think it's been as high as 12 in some years, so this is a good year. Art Alley, I don't have any updates on this. Does anybody?
No, I traded emails with the gentleman from Nepany. So nothing.
Okay.
I do think last time we spoke, we talked about getting on the schedule, about cleaning up the alley and removing whatever needed. And I think we should stay on that. I don't know when they're going to be able to do it, but
Cleaning up meaning like
Like
remove
trash.
the some planters.
planners and
Oh, yeah, I didn't know we made any decision. I know we talked about
Mhm.
doing that as a possibility, but I didn't know we'd made any decision on what to do or to get it on the list.
But you're saying don't forget it.
Yeah,
Okay. Dustin's here.
Interject.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? Like Operation Clean Sweep? Like
Yes.
go bear again or?
well, I
Yeah,
think
that I mean,
one of the possibilities is something similar to what Nappanee did, not cartoons, but
Right. But I guess what I'm trying to figure out
Removing
is,
the-
are you doing this in a step? Are you going to put some funds towards hiring somebody to come up with a plan? But what is the
Me,
approach?
I think maybe to
Yeah.
either, I think
Well, we did put,
money.
designate money in next year's budget for the art alley. And I'd be in favor of doing a clean sweep, pulling out all the planters, everything, and then start fresh. And we do need to put a planning group together for that. But in terms of preparing the space, that's what I'd be in favor of.
Same, and then that would help alleviate some of the problems we're having with the citizens using it as a bathroom.
I'm just trying to figure out what is the formal directive? Is this group going to provide a formal request, or is the city going to just do something and then downtown's going to be upset? I think that's what I want to avoid.
Yes, we all want to avoid that.
Yeah,
I would suggest, sorry, I would suggest a formal request from this board that can be presented then to Board of Public Works and Safety.
What does a formal request look like?
We can give you like an aerial and say we want these planners gone, or what is the descriptive approach that you want to have happen? Do you want the chalkboards to come out? How far are we taking it?
And to present that to one of your meetings or what? Or to this?
Email would be fine.
Okay, okay. Clarity is very important.
So yeah, I was probably thinking more to have a plan on what we wanted to do before we just rip it out and don't have an answer for anybody who says, what are you doing to it? So I probably wasn't there yet, but
Mm.
if we wanted to clean sweep it sooner, I'm not.
And that's fine.
opposed to
We're
that.
coming up to the end of the year, so we're trying to finish up
Yeah.
last things before it snows. So we don't need that. I'm just trying to provide something that like what we would be looking for from special operations to go in and do some work activity.
So we should probably get something going in agenda so that way when it thaws, they'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
fair?
And I would say also, if you want to jump on a fast track for the spring, you may want to start soliciting groups to come in and offer you a proposal.
Mhm.
And doesn't hurt to get a proposal now and have it effective for January 1.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I know that I did receive a communication from the mayor, just making sure that if we are asking artists to provide work down there, that we don't ask them to donate it or to discount it. We want to make sure that it's their full price, whatever they do.
That's very reasonable, I think. Anything else? Okay. Banners. I don't have any updates on banners. Christmas decorations and wreaths. Do have that. We looked into purchasing additional wreaths. I could not, it took me a while to find the original vendor. Turns out they got bought up by a larger corporation. They do not have records of us purchasing any wreaths. They do have records of us purchasing the snowflakes. I went and took some measurements of the wreaths to make sure I got the right size. And there is more that are damaged, and it looks like they're organized as they're damaged in storage than what the Scientech email I received was. I originally thought there was 12, and now when I counted, it was about 19 of them that definitely should be replaced. So and then I sent a catalog to all the board members on looking if we even want to do more wreaths or switch it up to do something else. And that's where we're at here.
I have some really specific goofy questions. Like I looked at the catalog and like some have garlands, some don't. What are the implications of that? I just, I mean, it seems like that's more work. Is that worth it? could we save money by getting ones that don't have garlands? Do we have garlands now? So many questions.
I say keep it simple. There'll be less work, less money on our end with the installation and takedown every year. That's just my thought.
I agree.
You have a chance to look at it? You have any thoughts on what?
Do you know when we bought the last set of wreaths?
I cannot find when we bought it. I would admit this, and I believe it happened before I even got on the board. So it's been a while. And the other wreaths that are in better condition could be replaced too, I think. But that's going to be a very large bill, but we could do it in stages. We could do it all at once. I could get a quote so we can make a better informed decision.
I agree with that.
I'd be in favor of replacing as many as we can afford and then having a plan for budgeting or periodic replacement. I'm not wedded to wreaths. I thought the bells looked nice too.
Denise?
So we definitely need to replace something for this year.
Yes.
So the only question is, do we know what we're doing this year and beyond to pick something, or to say replace the wreaths or something else that's complementary with the wreaths? And man, when you say you don't like garland, do you mean the ones like on page 21 with the greenery around it that maybe just like light versions? Or
Well, I was going by the description. It looked like their garlands was something that wrapped around the pole. And that seemed
The wrapped around the pole was additional.
as a separate. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Erase what I said about garlands.
okay, so now so just the yeah.
The green. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd support replacing threes that were damaged.
Okay. I believe we got a flyer that was having a sale too. And I think one of our wreaths was in that sale. So
Yeah, I didn't see wreaths. I saw bells. And then there was the price per case, and I couldn't figure out how many are in a case.
I agree with that. So, all right, I could ask him for more details. And I'll email you guys when I get that answer. We can move from there.
I would be in favor of, just to advance the conversation a little bit to help you maybe, to be in favor of getting half of them, like buying 20, either wreaths or bells, whichever is a better price. And doing that much for this year and having a plan to replace the other half next year or 2 years from now or whatever is necessary. Just as a proposal.
I'm fine with that.
I think I would like to first see how much they're going to cost us if we buy them all now. And then also what is our cost per, and then we can kind of figure out, okay, how much money do we have? What do we need? Maybe we can find, support elsewhere.
That's fine.
You have the Odorainley wreaths. What is Sign Tech hanging up when they hang it up?
It'll start within not this week, but someday, either end of next week or the week after. And they said they'll do it up between then and Thanksgiving.
So are they gonna hang the old ones this year?
No, well, they won't. I'll make sure they won't hang up the ones that in the storage. There's a whole row that says damaged, so I'll make sure they won't do those.
So are they gonna go back then and hang the ones if we buy them right now?
Yes.
Okay.
And I could even have this be delivered to Sign Tech. I chatted with them about the logistics of that.
So I just wanted to make sure they weren't saying you gotta hang them up the next week or forget it. We can't get you on the
No,
on the
that's not.
schedule. Okay.
Yeah.
So they'll hang up what they can and then okay, perfect.
Anything else on wreaths? Okay. Planters and fountain. The fountain water got turned off for the winter. Do we need to, is the company that's maintaining it, do they need to do anything with the pump or anything like that?
I believe that they had come
Okay.
out to winterize it for the season. I
Okay.
think that that's already complete.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, and then just an update on one of the planters at 201 South Main Street at the southwest corner of Main and Washington. Some of those plants and the dirt was removed. They were doing a repair to the building, and then it has been replaced, and I believe will be replanted today if it's not yet already. In time to, yeah, for the rest of the season, and then for the light parade also coming up this Friday.
Thank you. Thanks for your help with that. Thanks for your help with that too, Dustin. There was a leak that happened going into the basement of that building, and they determined it was coming from the planter, so they requested dirt to removed, and then the owner sealed it up. And it's where the Newell's building, and there's a planter right there on the Washington side, right next to the building. It looks like it's built up against the building. Communication with businesses. That's you.
What was I supposed to do? Remind me.
Get information, like a data sheet of people.
Oh, the emails,
Yeah.
yes. So I'm working on that. But I also been working on trying to open communication with what are people's concerns or what they want us, like the downtown look. So I'm putting a sheet, like a little like questionnaire, and then I'm gonna pick them up once they give me like all their information, just so we know how they feel. Sometimes they don't want to talk to us. They rather write it down because so working on that. I do have a question. Do you know, does this board know anything about who is supposed to, or when are they supposed to fix the sidewalk in front of Fables and those other by hardware store? There's cones there now. And like, but someone was asking.
It's Dustin.
Sorry, Dustin.
Those the marked vaults we're not supposed to stand on.
So there's 3 vaults being worked on right now. I don't think the hardware store was included in that.
Just off to the side of the hardware store.
Yeah, so so anyhow, again, there's 3 vaults that Yaw Construction is working on right now. Newell's, and I think it's the 2 to the south. So we did a vault closure program last week before I came in. That's why I was late. I was trying to finish up the final negotiated numbers. So that'll go to Board of Works on Thursday for approval. So those vaults will be cleared. Carrie Yaw is the one that will be getting that contract, assuming it's approved. The other ones, I guess, I'm not sure in front of the hardware store.
I seen the ones in front of the building Dave owns and Fables and that, and people are just concerned about falling. There's so many cracks in that sidewalk. And I said, I will.
So here's the program. The city will not go in and fix the sidewalk because it's not actually sidewalk where the vaults are. It's a deck over the top of the vault. So for the city to go in and make corrections to that, the property owner needs to build a foundation wall, and then the city will come in and pay for and fill the vault and put a new sidewalk in. But it has to be initiated by the property owner to build that foundation wall. And just so everybody's aware, and it can be put on the record, that Goshen Building Department is evaluating these. And we had Clear Creek came in, I think it was 2020, and assessed them. And so each vault has been rated at this point as far as condition. And then last year, Goshen Building Department went in and kind of performed an additional rating of those. And based upon that, some of those vaults have been declared unsafe. And so that's where the building department is using unsafe buildings and saying, okay, you need to proceed with getting these fixed. That's kind of where we stand at this point.
Is that vault program, is that an ordinance or something that we might have so we can pass out to the people to encourage them to participate in that?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do, so it falls under unsafe buildings. The building department is administering that. Once I get the contract approved at Thursday, we'll be sending a notice out to all property owners, making them aware of what kind of the new program. It used to be property owner builds the wall and then they share 50 on the sidewalk. What we've identified now is that once that wall is separated from the rest of the building, then it becomes part of the right of way. That's how we're just deciding that it goes forward. So it's not part of that interior of the building anymore.
So it's a new thing you guys are doing
It's
right
somewhat
now.
different
Okay.
because before the property owner needed to share 50-50 on that sidewalk. And now we're just saying we'll cover 100% of the sidewalk.
So when do you think those 3 vaults, are they gonna be done in the next 6 months?
Oh yeah, speaking to Kerry last night, his intent would be to work on it and get it done before the heavy part of winter.
Oh,
He's actively working on the foundation walls now, trying to finish those up. And that's the first step before the sidewalk can be removed. I'm also working with the street department. So we made a purchase as of last night. We're going to increase our number of barricades. So you'll see different types of barricades downtown and try to do a better job for pedestrian safety when businesses are doing work on their facades or something like that. We had a Board of Works meeting last week, and one of the property owners, their cornerstone needed barricades, and we didn't have enough to support that. So we made a purchase last night to help support that.
Thank you.
Tanya, do you have any updates for us?
So I was just thinking about banners and we kind of skipped right over that. But if I haven't talked to the board about this just yet, I guess I would like to hear now and consider putting together a banner program for the downtown with the potential of one, I think, organizing requests that come in for advertising through the downtown banner program, but then also one that could generate a little bit of revenue to at least, give back to the EID for any kind of repairs going forward or any kind of improvements with such a program to be able to cover costs. So if that's something that the board is interested in looking at, I'd be happy to work with one of you or all of you and putting together some kind of program that could then be made public.
I'm in favor.
Okay.
B3.
How do you want to move forward?
You just need somebody to work with, maybe.
Yeah, that would be good.
I could do that.
And then the end result will be like a form for an entity to fill out, and then
So yeah, an application type of form where they could apply to advertise some of the banners. We could give sizes. We could offer a length of time, but then it would also, this board could also then be notified when things are coming up and being taken down and have a little bit more control over that.
I have an unrelated question.
Sure.
A street pole got taken out because it was on Dustin's hit list, and the street department just brought me the banner. It's just sitting in the nut shop's basement. What would you like to do with it?
Does it belong to someone? Is it a city?
It's a Goshen High School,
banner? Oh,
and I have the brackets to go with it too.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I would reach out to the high school to see if they're interested in reclaiming that.
Okay. I didn't know if you had others stored somewhere or,
We don't.
okay.
No, we don't. I think that it is I think that entities have gotten used to working directly with Sign Tech to put those up and down. And so I think that this board and the city has kind of been overlooked through that process. So this too will give people and organizations who are interested in advertising a direct plan to follow. So
Okay.
it'll be good in a lot of different ways.
Thank you.
And are you thinking like a seasonal banner to change? Like here's the fall banners, here's the spring banners, or?
Well, I think it can be set up, just about however the board would like for it to be. It can be seasonally. I think that there's a lot of different options.
I can't picture one in my head. Can the banners go up at the same time as the wreaths? Or no?
No, they share the
Okay.
same bracket.
That was my,
So then the board would then have priority for November and December for the decorations and parts of January because that's when it usually gets taken down.
and I think we were supposed to to get Board of Works approval for the banners to go up. So would this be a program that they would cede that authority to us, or do we have to go back?
So the discussion with Bodie was that we need to have an ordinance in place, which would allow for the identification of a fee and the guidelines. So I think as part of what you're discussing, you would help create that with Bodie and ordinance.
Is the new grounds department officially taken over snow removal for the winter?
Yeah,
Okay,
for this winter.
just
Mhm. Yep.
confirming.
Yeah.
And thank you for getting that around. Jason, do you have any updates for us?
I was curious actually about the sidewalks going in over the bowl.
I'll update you.
Okay.
He just gave us a,
Sorry, so,
yep.
I really don't have.
Megan?
I don't have anything.
So back to the art alley. I feel like we keep talking about what we want to do and not actually doing anything. I mean, is that too boldly stating what seems to be happening? I mean, we've got some money identified now. We know what we need to do to get the current stuff removed with the city. But I feel like we need somebody to step up. We had somebody that Megan found for us who's now not able to do it. How do we move forward? I know you're in conversation with the Napanee people, but even for us to do something like that, we need somebody from this board who can make it happen. I mean, we don't have staff, so other than what we contract. So
Yeah, I think
what are others thinking? Am I like out of
actually,
line?
I think we're gonna need to like contract hire somebody to do it, or convene a group of people that know how. I think that's part of my conversation with the gentleman whose name I've forgotten. I think they did it with the redevelopment staff that we don't have. So I think ultimately, if we get some information, we're gonna have to hire somebody to just help us out.
What if you put a request for proposals
Yeah.
from local artists? Whether it's from the college, the high school, or just local artists to propose something, what it would, and what it would cost you and the time frame and all that stuff. And I'm sure that Michael could put something out on social media.
Great.
You could put advertising flyers in
no.
all the windows of the businesses downtown.
Would someone like to write this up?
I think if you're planning to do it in 2 phases, and one of which is just kind of demoing what's there and starting with a clean slate, I think that that can be done fairly easily. With if you could write up a scope of work on exactly what it is that you want done through the demo, and then perhaps send it out for some requests for proposals. And then a phase 2, if you're looking at design and engaging with local artists and different things, and maybe putting together Art Alley small group committee, or that could, kind of drive what that vision looks like. And that would assist with taking it from the idea to a concept.
I agree. I think phase 1 is really important because once it's all cleared out, everyone can envision whatever they want to do, Right now, it's hard to envision anything in there, so.
It is a little dreary.
So if we follow that plan, we need somebody to just draft up an email that we send to Dustin that says, here's what we want your team to do. Is that what I heard him say a little bit ago?
Yes.
Yes, I think he said they may be able to give us a little aerial that said, because I'm not 100% sure, like the chalkboards we put on, like there's planners in there that we think we own. Do
Yep.
we,
I bet if we demo it, we'll find out.
I'm very confident EID put up the planners in there. So yes, we'll just need to tell Dustin exactly what we want, and then he will do some magic.
I feel like the last time I was
Yes,
here, be able to do it.
that's
Right.
correct.
Mm.
And then, yeah, for when they're able to do it early next year.
Would you like me to draft something?
Yes.
yeah, I'd be interested in working on the committee. It's just, it's a little busy right now.
And Jason, you had earlier been interested in being on the committee for putting something together after the demo.
See, I think it should look like an alley in Spain with the flying things above the top of it. And
Flying maple leaves.
they're shade things. Like they're not kites, but if you think of a kite, it's strung from one end to the other. Or
Umbrellas. Somebody has umbrellas.
Yeah.
Are you going to
Sunshades.
only do the one end of our alley or both sides of Main Street?
We're right now talking about only on
Just
the
the one
side.
The west
by
side.
Josh's?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the committee that you're talking about, is that only people from here, or is that community members as well?
Yeah.
I know Josh wants to be.
Yeah.
You can do business owners downtown and local artists and things like that. I think that would be a great.
The real key is going to be, is somebody willing to step up and lead it? Because without that,
Yeah, we'll just follow.
we already know what happens.
I cannot do that.
I'm creative enough to be dangerous. That's it. I can draw
Just
stick.
one of those-
I can draw stick pictures.
Ideally, do we want, don't we want it to be like the east side where it's set up
At least for a period of time. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so to reiterate what I'm putting in the minutes, thanks, Tanya, for sort of laying out 2 phases. So I'll draft an email that I'll run by you guys to do the demo that I can send to Dustin. And then he can let us know when they can do that. And then the second phase is we have at least 3 people interested in being on a committee. Denise, you're doing some research with the Napanee group, and we have money in the budget set aside for this for next year.
Yeah, I'm hoping Nepany gives me the name of a person that
Yeah.
maybe is available for hire, maybe is a city person who will help us for free.
Do we want to put out a request for others from the community to join and potentially specifically to lead? How do you want to find that person?
What?
We could get a group together.
Yeah, I think having people in the community that has a passion for this type of thing is definitely purposeful to have in the group, but having somebody in this group sort of be the spearhead of it, I think is important because they'll be able to be the liaison to whatever questions you might have.
Right. And I'll just keep putting it on the agenda. So we'll just keep inching forward.
Any other topics anybody wants to bring up? Yeah.
Give a update on parking lot Q, which is north of Clinton Street. Special operations, we had it paved last week, and special operations is finishing up some concrete work, and we will be putting some bike racks in there as well. So those have been ordered. And then the one thing is we thought we were going to have it up and open, and the Democrat, which is it's the building name, is there on the south side, which is like New Image used to be, has made a Board of Works request, and it's intended that they will have that portion of the parking lot closed then through January. So even though it's going to be finished by that point, it will be closed again in mid-November for the Democrat rework.
The reason I brought up the sidewalk is that there's a planner and between John Halls and that whatever building that is now, underground vintage underground. There's a planner there that's falling apart, and I didn't know how much sidewalk you're going to do. Right away, also a really low spot, so if we get a lot of rain. Repave the sidewalk.
This state is John Halls in with that Newell's area being reworked right now? Yes. That's not one of the buildings I'm aware of. It's
No,
having,
they're right next, they're next door to the big building with
The Dave building
Phoenix
just
on
south of John.
Phoenix and the- used to be the winery.
Mhm.
That's all together redone.
It is.
And that
Okay.
planner, it's- it's-
Yeah, I'll be honest, I have not looked at that enough to
Okay,
know.
well,
Yeah. So far, they've been working with the building department, and as mentioned, we took contracts last Thursday, and we'll have a contract hopefully awarded this Thursday. And at that point, I can start taking a look at what's going to require for vault closures.
well, yeah.
But there's been no formal request for closure at this point.
Well, y'all was awarded some contract.
No, he has not. He's made a bid,
Well, you made it.
but there's been no award yet.
How bad is that planner?
I mean, the corners are cracked and some of the more about like the big.
Okay. Should that be on our planter hit list and
Yeah, and we should probably, if we're gonna start replacing these or
Yeah.
taking them out, we should figure out what we're gonna do. Fix them. I think they need to be as big as they are, but it'd be cool if we could have like tank planter, big or like track.
Okay.
Other than what I just said.
Gonna throw it out there too, and I don't know what the status. We have a meeting with the mayor here at 9:30. There's been some discussion about having a downtown study completed. So I think before we start looking at what new things we want to put in down there, I mean, there's been some discussions about it being pretty eclectic and maybe trying to streamline a little bit. We need to see if that study is going to move forward and see what those recommendations come out of that. Tanya, I don't think we know what the answer on that is yet.
Not quite yet, no.
So the downtown study would be to study what?
Well, the product of the project would be a master plan. So it would cover things kind of like that we're talking about with the art alley. What, what is downtown going to look like? There'll be some standards, I'm sure, that will come out of it. There'll probably be, short-term plans and long-term plans.
Are members of the EID going to be a part of that conversation?
I'm not sure of the answer to that.
I would like to request that we would be. It seems pretty important if we're talking about replacing planters and redoing or investing a lot of money in an art alley. I'd want us to be cooperating.
I would second that. Any downtown business changes anyone wants to talk about? Okay. Any last second? I just had a thought pop in my head thing anybody wants to bring up.
We have the meeting dates for 2026. I think if we approve them, then they can get properly recorded.
Does Tuesday still work for all of us? I guess let's start there. Yeah. Okay, still works for me. And
then just to mention, no meeting in January and February, we're moving the meeting to the second Tuesday.
I'm in favor of this. I'll motion to approve. All in favor? Aye.
Our next meeting is, I think, first Tuesday.
Yes. Any other thoughts in your head? All right, then. Motion to adjourn. Thank you.